Yo,
Huh?
you know why I always bang on the SEC? It's because they are the best. There's no question about it. Just look at the national titles since, say, 2007, even though LSU won it with two losses that year, even though LSU beat Alabama in Tuscaloosa in 2011 9-6. We saw that, and then Alabama got the rematch because Oklahoma State had a bad Friday night in Ames, Iowa. But the reason that I bang on the SEC is because I get excited for college football season. I get excited for these bowl games, and all the bowl games happen in SEC country for the most part. As far as the biggest ones, the Orange Bowl down in Miami, the Sugar Bowl down in New Orleans, the Chick-fil-A Bowl down in Georgia. By the way, don't you remember that Georgia played Ohio State in a playoff game in Atlanta that they won by 1 point because Ohio State missed a field goal. And then we say things like the Big Ten can't beat the SEC. I don't see Georgia playing Ohio State in Chicago. I don't see them playing in Minneapolis. I don't see Alabama getting on a plane and going up to Ann Arbor. But the reason that I bang on the SEC is because I come across little tidbits. Because if you watch Sports Reports as ordered, you know that I'm the stat guy. So as I was looking at upcoming non-conference games for this college football season, I landed on Auburn and Cal, live from Berkeley, and it's only the third time in history that Auburn is playing at a Pac-12 school. And then everybody's going, if Cal went to Auburn and lost, people would say, see, Cal ain't shit. Cal doesn't belong, even though they're playing in this SEC stadium. That's wild to me. 3 times in history. I'm not saying the third time they played against Cal, the third time they've played in a Pac-12 stadium. And, at the very least, that's probably since like 1898 or something along those lines. But I was just looking at the early out of conference scheduled games because West Virginia plays Pitt in the backyard brawl. If you remember, I mentioned 2007 earlier. Pitt beat West Virginia 13-9, kept them out of the national title game. They probably would have played Ohio State that year. But not only does West Virginia play Pitt, they play Penn State. This is the first time they've gone to Happy Valley since 1991. And even though Penn State dominated the series prior, this is a series that I'm all about. This is a match that I need in my life as a college football fan, as a purist, as a traditionalist. Then you got Nebraska at Colorado on September 9th. The Big 8, childhood memories. I remember 62-36 Colorado over Nebraska in 2001. Somehow Nebraska still played for the national title. Ole Miss at Tulane. Why is that important? Because Tulane's in Louisiana. They're a former SEC school. But the last time we saw Tulane, they took out Mr. Heisman, Caleb Williams, and the Trojangelous Trojans. Remember that. Keep an eye on that, Lane Kiffin. I live in San Antonio. So what do? San Antonio at Tennessee, UTSA at Tennessee, going to Neyland Stadium, who everybody swears up and down is this tough stadium. But Alabama won like 8 in a row there. Tennessee just got good for the first time last year. I don't want to hear it. I hope to be in person for Oregon, Texas Tech. Oregon, Nike money, Texas Tech with the run and shoot. Rest in peace, Mike Leach. But now Texas Tech got a new coach, Joey McGuire, in there. We'll see what they can do. North Carolina and South Carolina playing in Charlotte. Border City Wars. I love it. I love it. I love it. Miami and Texas A&M one more time. Coach Prime getting his career started at Colorado with a game in Fort Worth at TCU. So we're going to find out real quick about the transfer portal and what Coach Prime was able to do. And then guess what? The Florida Gators, my nemesis, on their way to Salt Lake City to Rice-Eccles Stadium to play the Utah Utes. Why is that significant to me? Because, you ready for this one? And I know some of you know this out there, but I'm just going to say it anyway, just because what the hell have we been allowing college football to get away with? So, Florida played Michigan a few years ago down in Jerry World to start the season. But Florida has not played a true road game outside of the state of Florida since 1991 when they lost to Syracuse. How old was I in 1991? Just in case y'all want to know. I was 10 when that game happened, and I'm about to be 42 in less than a month and a half. Holla at your boy and tell me how that's allowed. Texas and Alabama, the rematch, this time in Tuscaloosa. Notre Dame and Ohio State. And then, of course, the main event for me as a Seminole, LSU, Florida State. The rematch from week 0 or week 1 last year on Labor Day weekend. Came down to the final play of the game. Florida State with the block, the extra point to beat LSU. Oh, man, I am so ready for this. But I want to know enough about me. What out-of-conference matchups are you looking forward to? Because I already know in conference you're looking forward to Ohio State, Michigan. You're looking forward to Florida and Georgia. You're looking forward to Florida State and Clemson. Hey, can y'all answer me a question? Is it Clemson with the strong M? Or is it Clemson with the strong S? You know, I've been confused all these years, even though I grew up in Maryland watching ACC sports. But anyway, like, subscribe, review. And yes, my eyes look like this because I might have had a few glasses of Crown. I'm sorry, y'all, but hey, it is what it is. I'm here. Sports Reports is ordered, and I'm your main man, 2-5. Scream at your boy. We'll be back on Monday. Sports Reports is ordered. Me and Mr. Logical. Yo. Peace.